I wrote this down the other day. I journal all the time. The other morning, it was very cold, and I was just out the front door with a coffee in my hand, getting in the car, when I tripped on the curb. A splash of molten hot coffee collided with my upper lip. I immediately said, "Beautiful," and got in my car. I said to myself, "God," but I'm not sure I believe in. Keep testing me, man. Give me more suffering. You can't stop me. I think at this point in my life, I'm so into the philosophy of Stoicism that when pain happens, instead of shouting ouch, I say, "Please sir, can I have another?" Like a masochist, but less sexually gratifying, more so just running into discomfort until I break what is trying to break me into a million little pieces. This attitude helps me to run further, to lift heavier weights, and to embrace new relationships, even though I've suffered heartbreak. We mustn't let the past dictate to us what we are capable of. I used to smoke cigarettes and drink coffee in the morning. What a way to start the day. What a way to start the day. The secret ingredients to a day full of worry, stress and anxiety. But we fool ourselves into thinking these habits are what helps us with these problems we face, instead of actually facing up to our reality. We medicate ourselves to stay numb. I want ups and downs, steady ups and downs, not a volatile rattle, but a healthy heartbeat. Yeah. So let's break that down, you know. I was heading to the gym or something, or to here, and I was out my door with a reusable coffee cup, and it literally did fucking go all over me. And I was just like, great, you know. Give me more. I'm like that when I'm on a run as well. Sometimes my leg will start hurting, I'll get cramps or something, and then I'm like, yes, who gives a toss? Just fucking keep going. Give me more pain. I'm like, give me more pain. Yeah, it's like running an extra 5 miles just to fucking, like, yeah. I know I'm capable of it, so I'm just gonna fucking do it. And then I do it, and I'm like, yeah. You know, bit crazy, but it seems to work. To embrace the uncomfortable works. Like this morning, even I didn't want to get up. I got up, went in the ice plunge. I was in there for a minute. I was like, gonna get out. No, stay in. 1 more minute. 2 minutes. Want to get out. 3 minutes. Then I got out. I do 3 minutes when it's that cold, but bloody wanted to get out. I had to stop myself, and you feel better afterwards. It's great. A lot of things that are really good for you, you don't want to do, but then you do them and you feel better afterwards. And so you just fucking do stuff. I'm not drinking this year, I've decided. No more drinking alcohol, because I don't even enjoy it anymore, and it costs so much money. It's just stupid. So instead, like, I went to the pub with my friends the other day, and I was in London. I bumped into my friends really randomly. I was at this exhibition at Marlborough Gallery in London to look at these paintings I really wanted to see by Leora Chiproot, and the artist was actually kind enough to make sure I got a catalogue. I've never met her before. I wanted to meet her to talk about painting, but anyway, I saw my friend Charlie, who's also a really good painter, and I was like, Charlie! So weird, what a coincidence. In London, a place where neither of us live, go to an exhibition randomly. I didn't tell anyone I was going to see that exhibition, and then she was there. I was like, whoa. And then we like, you know, went to Tate Britain with her and her mate. I look at the Sarah Lucas exhibition. It was really good. Coincidence. What a coincidence. But anyway, the uncomfortable. I used to be really uncomfortable going to London. Sometimes I get panic attacks. Now, no. Don't get them. I don't get them anymore. And when I get that like little bit of anxiety, that little bit of panic in the back of my head where I'm like, ooh, it's a bit busy here, I just take a few deep breaths. Now, being in control of your breathing, excuse me, really helps with anxiety and stuff. And doing ice baths and doing a lot of cardiovascular exercise, yoga, weightlifting, it all helps with the breathing, get it under control. and you're focusing on that one activity, and it stops you from overthinking. So yeah, no alcohol. Alcohol, it's just no good. It stops you from being able to recover from exercise as fast, and it's literally poison. It does nothing for you apart from making you a bit like, oh, you could just be like that anyway. Just choose to be like that. Just be nice. Just choose to be a person that is okay with being in social situations. Just change who you are. Just write down stuff and expose yourself to situations you're uncomfortable in, and then eventually it'll be normal. It'll be normal, bruh. Yeah. I'm making some works on paper at the minute because I want to enter some into an open call for works on paper that a friend of mine is doing in London, and I'd like to show work there because it's a cool gallery. So I thought, might as well make some works on paper. Because it's nice to do works on paper as well, because you're not as precious about paper as you are with like a piece of linen that you've stretched and primed over the course of a few days. Whereas paper, I'm like, cheap as anything. Even this oil paper, I got a massive roll of it for £100, and linen is far more expensive, and you have to buy the primer too. So I'm less precious about paper. Which is a very good thing when you're painting. It really is. Not to worry about what you're doing, and just doing it is the best. Because then you get into this flow state instead of being in the caring about what things look like state, or whatever the fuck. I don't know. I did write some things down. Coincidences. Advice. Oh yeah. I was going to talk about how I think everyone who is an art student, or if you've just graduated, start writing proposals for things you want to do. If you want to do some workshops, why don't you figure out what workshops you want to do, come up with a proposal, and then propose it to like local business owners, people that own pubs, venues that sell drinks, but they also run events. If they run events, the likelihood is other people are coming to them with ideas. A lot of the time, they don't host the events. They host the events, but it's other people organising the events. Events organising is really lucrative business. It really is. Like you'll get, it's like DJs with clubs. I think, it's like comedians. Often they're the ones getting all the ticket sales, the majority of ticket sales, and then the venue makes their money on the drinks, or maybe they'll get a percentage of the ticket sales. But honestly, events is where it is, I think. Events. So if anyone's seeing this and they want to collab on anything, let me know, because I'm very interested. And I'm already got like 2 or 3 collabs I'm doing this month, next month, with different people. I'm really into the idea because you just get stuff done faster, and I'm all about creating an abundance of fucking money this year, and I want to bring other people up with me, and I want to be going up with other people because that's just cool, Share the wealth. Show that it's possible to make fucking shitloads of money in the arts, because it really is. If you put in the effort, just like anything, you just have to believe in yourself and believe that there is an abundance of wealth out there, because there's people driving Ferraris and they've got money to spend, and they'll give it to you for stuff, and they have property and they're willing to let you use it if you can bring value to them as well. And we all have value. We all have it. Just figure out what it is and sell it. Bottle it up and put a price tag on it, man. Do you know what I mean? I might even do some call outs this year, so stay tuned, because I'd like to create opportunities for other artists, because it is difficult to get started. So I'm thinking like networking events, exhibitions. I want to do this year, curate some, host them, so that we can meet each other and just, make more friends in the industry, especially in places that aren't in London. It's good to meet other people that are into doing the same type of thing in your area. And if you live in the UK, whatever area you're in, there will be something arts based. You just have to find it. Yeah, it's quite difficult, but if you can get in touch with like course leaders at local universities, they'll often know things that are going on. Or just Google events and find out who's running things and go to events, and then before you know it, you're making those connections. That's what it's all about, baby. Our connections, connecting with other people. Networking is such a sterile, clinical term, but really it's just about making friends. All it is. It's making friends. We talk about nepotism, but really, who wants to work with people they don't really know? Like, I'd rather work with friends and family, and I for sure want to earn lots of money so that when I have kids, I can share that wealth with them and experience and stuff. I don't want them to have a hard time. I want them to figure shit out and go through adversity, so they're not fucking little wuss. But I don't want them to be in poverty, basically. It's not nice. Yeah. Fatherhood. Matthew McConaughey's book, Green Lights, is really, really good, and I would highly recommend it. It's really nice reading it. The dude is like a philosopher. He's experienced a lot, and he's led an interesting life. A lot of people, they see actors and they just think it's just a dumb actor, but these people, they've had so many experiences, like writers and artists. They have to live life to figure out who they are, to figure out who they want to play. It's weird. Like, for writing a book, for instance, to do, you have to live your life, and then you sort of get ideas through just living your life, through getting weird jobs or traveling, shadowing, observing. You've got to get out and do stuff. If you want to be good at anything, you've got to get out there and do stuff and introspect. My brother's in Thailand at the minute. He doesn't really have a plan of action. He's just gone for a few weeks. Keep seeing videos of him on the back of a moped, or on a beach, or he's in a pool and there's like an elephant next to him or something. Very cool. I'd like to do some travelling, I think, this year. I think it's important to explore the world, to put yourself in different cultures and learn about them. Yeah. Learning about other cultures is important. It's important to know that there's people out there that are different from you, and that's okay. And it's actually really cool, because if we're all the same, then it'd be boring. Just be a bunch of people wearing grey and talking about grey. It's good to experience other ways of life, I think. Other ways of life. Like, I did a lot of that when I was at uni. I really did see a lot of different types of people and experience different ways of living. Visited different, like, literally communes and like strange sex party places, and I met a lot of different types of people from all over the world and talked to them about the way they are and their experience of this world through their eyes and through their perspectives, and it's different. It's weird. It's good. It's very good. It's important. If anything, it just gives you a clearer idea of who you are, meeting all these different people. It sort of doubles it down on who you are. Because sometimes you can go through like an identity crisis, especially these days with the internet. Everyone's like, oh, what the fuck? Should I be like this? Should I be like, no? No, I'm just this dude. Honest, I like being a dude. I like doing what I do. But sometimes you get confused and you need to figure that out by living differently for a bit. Copying other people or rebelling. It's okay. It's good to do that. We're all going to die, remember that. If you don't experiment and see how other people live, you're never going to... it's good to do that. It's experiencing the world around you. It's fun. It's important to have fun. It really is. Enjoy the process of life. If you find yourself hating every day and not wanting to get up, then there's something wrong. Figure it out. And if you're doing anything that you shouldn't be doing, if you're drinking, if you're using drugs to help, then there's definitely something bad going on. You need to get yourself off that and figure it out. Get in the gym. Message me. Go for a walk. Life's too short to be numbing ourselves and not feeling things. It's okay to cry. I listened to this brilliant song called Wicked Games by Chris Isaac when I was running, and I had to stop running, and I listened to it in the gym and almost broke down crying. I was like, this song is so good. It's like a love song. It's really good. We need that. I think that's what art is really powerful. It can help us to feel things, which is why I paint. Because I want these to be sort of, I always say, catalysts to sort of start off a thought process or help people to contemplate what's going on in their fucking head. So, a lot of people are going through stuff all the time. Everyone goes through things, and it's hard to deal with it. A lot of us just drown ourselves in instant sort of pleasurable things, but it's important to feel stuff, and a good way to do that is by listening to music or watching a sad film, and being alone and going on walks in wide open spaces and then listening to this stuff. And it can be quite a mind altering, state altering experience to do these things by ourselves, and it can really change your perspective of the world. Just like one day out by yourself, going for a walk in the countryside or a hike by yourself in solitude, to really just sort of get to grips with like where you are in the world, like now. You gotta make time for yourself to be alright and to feel stuff, so that you can function in this world that is pretty crazy, I think. Which is something you have to respect other people's space. So in relationships, especially new ones, something where I went wrong in them in the past has not been respecting other people's time, and it's something I really do understand now. I try and make sure that I'm not encroaching on someone's like rest time. So like if you're just hanging out at the house or something, and you can tell sometimes people, you can tell like the way they look, like they might be looking a bit stressed out. Don't outstay your welcome. Like make sure you get out of there and tell them why. Like be honest, man. I don't want to encroach on your like free time. That time where you're like trying to process what's gone on in the week, so that you can get on with your life in the next week, and you're getting better and not getting worse because you're being able to figure stuff out. Yeah. It's a good reason to go to therapy as well, I suppose. They can help, but really they're just helping you to think of things, and you can think of those things if you get some alone time. It's good to talk through things with a professional, but I think that it's even more important to try and figure stuff out by yourself sometimes. It's good. Other people can help, but yeah. It's almost like they're supposed to give you permission to like feel a way, because you might feel like it's not okay to feel a certain way, but of course it is. I suppose we all just get self-conscious, but it's bollocks. Just feel what you're feeling. Feel it. Better to feel it, not be numb. As a painter, I feel quite deeply. I'm quite a sensitive person. I use that to make stuff. I channel it through my hand with a brush to make these pictures. Man, I'm a hippie. I'm a hippie. A little bit. I was talking the other day. I was budgeting. I'm budgeting well this year. I'm sorting out my finances. I'm becoming financially free. And part of this, I was thinking the other day. I was thinking how we don't need stuff. How we don't need a lot of stuff. But as I was saying that, I wrote something. I was like, it's okay to have stuff though. Some stuff does bring us joy. But I was more thinking about the stuff we buy in order to try and impress other people, or try and alter how other people feel about us, and we're not really being ourselves when we're buying into certain things. I think we buy into certain things because brands use psychological warfare to sell things, and I think about that a lot when I'm talking about my art and trying to sell things. I'm sort of selling an idea, and that's what this whole podcast is. It's like, this is a man and he paints and he talks about stuff, and that's a whole brand identity almost, and I'm hyper aware of that. It's weird because everything's just recorded. So yeah, consumerism is a fucking trap. So only buy stuff if you really think it's gonna bring something good into your life. If not, you probably don't need it. Like, it's a bunch of stuff we buy and they're gone so fast. Like a takeaway coffee, nice, but we spend so much money on it. Like, a lot of people spend £1,000 a year on takeaway coffee because they just get it every day. I was getting it every day. I was like, I'd rather spend this money on an experience that's long lasting and it's going to provide a lot of memories. So instead, now if I'm going to get a takeaway coffee, when I'm out with someone, it's a social thing. You're going into a cafe and staying in the cafe and you're having a conversation with someone and it's like a nice moment. But that like takeaway coffee thing, it's just stupid to me. It costs so much money, it creates so much waste in the world. I don't think it's a very good thing. It's like one of my outs for this year. Other things are similar, like just buying stuff because you've run out of it. Just like, you know, it stops you from being creative in the kitchen. So I'm really trying hard just to like shop once a week and really think hard about what I'm buying and what I'm putting into my body, and I'm not buying food when I come into town, when I come to the studio. I'm just having what I brought with me for lunch, and it's going to sort my finances out. It's also going to make me healthier, and I'm not going to be worrying about money because I brought a snack, and it all adds up and it all compounds. And snacks, you don't really need them if you eat properly. If you eat proper meals, you don't need snacks. It's good to train your body not to have all this extra shit, I think. You know? Well, why do we need all this? There's this stuff we're sold. We're like, have a chocolate bar, have a coffee with the logo on. Or it's done in a certain way, the latte art, and it's gone in a second. You know, don't feel guilty about having it, but think about it. Think about what you're doing. You can just go for a walk. You don't have to buy something when you go on a walk. You just go on a walk. It's free. It's free to go on a walk. We're being sold something all the time. When we're looking at our phones, we're being sold something all the time. It winds me up. I don't want to be sold something. It's not really going to change how I feel. It might make me a bit more jittery. But really it's just like you're just going to have less to spend on what really matters, which is shelter and food and experiences. Making cool stuff that help people to deal with their emotions. Actual nice experiences like going out to eat with friends and socializing. So, you know, the odd thing is okay, I suppose. But it's, you know, it's all about the individual and how much they have. But even if you had £1 million, it would be good to just think about how you spend and where it's going, and you know, is that a good use of my time kind of thing, or you know, probably not. I mean, the conversations you have, maybe they're good, but oftentimes it's just like a little bit of small talk, so I don't know. Small talk, don't know if I'm a fan or not. I like big talk, deep talk, deep talk. Deep talk. I like people that I can have deep conversations with. And sometimes I have deep conversations with the people that you wouldn't think you'd have a deep conversation with. Some like you know, because you have preconceptions of people because we're sold this idea that certain types of people aren't this or aren't that, but really everyone's human and we all have these thoughts and we all have like our own philosophy and the way we see the world. So don't judge a book by its cover. Alright. Big burly men are sensitive and think about the world in interesting ways too. You know, there's a lot of people that believe in God and they're poetic about it, and it's pretty cool. Yeah, everyone thinks and has consciousness and has a different way of seeing the world, and that's cool. That's cool, man. It really is pretty cool. Yeah. I might end that there. I'll end this. Alright. Don't know what else I'm going to talk about, to be honest. Yeah. See you next week. Bye.